Hey everybody, it's Moonbo here, and welcome back to even more Scrap Mechanic. I just wanted to quickly load into the city to mention that I made the impound lot and the car crusher, and I wanted to get that as a module onto the Steam Workshop. And so let me tell you, I found out the hardest way that I can't put it on the lift. So, crazy story, I crashed my game like 5 times, and then finally figured out a way to get it off the ground where it wasn't welding, or lagging, and I eventually somehow managed to weld it underground. Don't even ask me how I did it. I welded it underground, and I probably spent the better part of a half an hour trying to get it out from underground, and I finally did get it out of underground. So before I load this into an open terrain world, I just wanted to mention that I added this kind of helipad to the police station. You guys have been giving me some awesome suggestions for this city, and so also in the stream I was getting some good suggestions as well. So in this case here, I decided to paint the Eurocopter in like a police fashion. I added a few more lights and a whole bunch of other stuff. So you can check this out. I'll put a link in the description for this part of the city. It's not a big addition, but I just wanted to quickly mention it before we show this helicopter. But now let's go and have a look at the Eurocopter in a different world. Alright, here we are in an open terrain world with the finished Eurocopter. I'm so happy with this build, in all honesty. It's something that I didn't expect to look as good as it did, but with the end result and all the kind of final details that I added to it, I'm just so pleased with it. This is really my favorite part. If you ever look at a picture, I can actually probably just throw a quick little picture of the Eurocopter, which was actually my reference picture for this build. You can see that it has a very, very interesting tail end here, so the blade is inlaid into the entire body. So that was a little tricky. I ended up having to add a little arm on the side, which would allow me to put the rotor blades on the inside in the middle portion here, but it looks really nice when it's spinning. It gets kind of caught up sometimes, but really overall it's really, really good. So here I have just the single door. This is the only door into this creation. As you can see on the front here, on this side, there's the passenger window, which is open here, and there's also a little window here to get directly into the seat. But let's kind of hop into the back here and just quickly have a look at the thrusters, and I'll talk a little bit about this. So, this helicopter was a great challenge for me because I could tell that this was something that was going to be very, very small, and I really wanted to try and use the least amount of thrusters as possible, and I think I kind of achieved that. In most cases, I only used single thrusters at max power for a lot of the steering and maneuverability, and for the lift, I ended up probably using, I think maybe 10, which is not very many compared to some of the creations that I've made. So really, this helicopter is very efficient with the usage of thrusters, so I think that's kind of what owes it to the great look that it already has. So let's hop into this and just kind of fly it around. It's very easy to fly, and it has a very simple control set. I would compare it to the flight controls of the Apache that I made, which was pretty simple to fly. One thing that you have to note, though, is it doesn't have a tail down button. What you end up doing is using your left and right roll stabilizers to bring your tail down. So the one key starts the blade spinning, which is really nice. There's the tail over there, actually. I think that just looks awesome. So you press 1 to get those blades spinning, and then you press 2 to get your lift. So obviously when you're flying like this, if you tap 2 as this kind of demonstration here, you can see that it can kind of hover a little bit if you're relatively quick. But let's get up into the air a little bit here. So W will, as per usual, give you that forward thrust. So as you can see now, I can press W and use 2 on and off like so, and I'll just kind of keep on moving forward like this. If I press 3, that's going to roll me to the left like so, and if I press 4, it'll roll me to the right, and 5 is actually just the tail up. So as you can see, that's all there is for controls. The 6 key is that side door there. So let's kind of get a little bit lower here, and I'll show you just how maneuverable this is. I'm going to try and navigate my way through these trees down here. As you can see, very easy to control. I have a very good grasp on my control system now, and every time I make it, I find a little bit of a better way to do it, I think. In this case here, I got even better at balancing the thrusters. So as you can see, I can really just fly around and kind of check out the scenery without having to stress too much while flying. And that's a really good thing, because like you saw at the beginning of the video there, I designed a police version of this as well. So you can actually fly around the city. It's a lot of fun to fly through the city. Once that new engine comes out, of course, we're all very excited to be able to make that city so much bigger and better than it is. Depending on how the engine goes, guys, I'm going to have a huge surprise for you as far as what the city can be. I have so many amazing ideas for it, and it's really going to be some exciting times for Scrap Mechanic. So over there, I can see a nice little landing pad. I think I should quickly jaunt my way over there just to show how easy this can be to land as well. I am doing this all with one hand on the mouse as well, so I have full camera control while flying this, which is it's a nice asset to have while flying my helicopters, because it's nice to be able to look around and really see what you're doing. But as you can see, I can really center myself no problem on this thing. There we go. Quite the helicopter, I must say. So there you have it, guys. That's another episode of Scrap Mechanic Suggested Creations. I want to thank you guys for all of your suggestions. I always say it. I'm sorry if I haven't made your suggestion yet, but eventually I will get to all of them. Obviously, there's a lot of flying creations, but with some cool stuff coming up with Scrap Mechanic, obviously, I think we're going to start seeing some bigger and better things. But that's all I got for you guys today, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for endless Scrap Mechanic, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon.